Check. So please let me know if you can hear me in the commenter section, if anybody hear me, if the sound is good. Because yesterday the sound was a bit like saturating, I believe, or saturated. Can you hear me? Okay, cool, cool. So just before we start, I want to let you know. So I'm doing those stream with the authorization from iAnimate, where I'm taking the class. So it's online classes, and this is one of my first assignment where I'm working on a combo animation. And so they allow me to stream while I'm working on this assignment. So a big shout to iAnimate. I encourage you to have a look to the iAnimate.net website and yeah, just see if you would like to join next workshop. So set some notes of what I have to do during this review. So yesterday I did some additional poses. The idea here is that within 2 hours I'd like to fix all the little components here so that I can jump into polishing next time. So it's mostly a couple of additional breakdowns I have to add and fix a couple of poses. So for example here, she's kicking the dummy and then she gets from there, this position to this position before she take her gown out. So here there is a lot of movement and I need the foot to hit the ground before the torso, okay? So I will activate my legs and stuff. Okay. And what I will do is that I will copy the somewhere in between for the time being. So on frame 86, I will copy the foot keys from the next pose here to make sure that I'm contacting the ground at the right spot. I can slightly increase this effect. Okay. Now I can drag her toward the foot. So since I have an arc like this just after, something like that, okay, I will try to make her going down a bit straight before she goes into the curve, if it makes sense. So I will use the breakdowner here. So again, I will just switch off the light on the side because it's blowing my face, so I will rotate it like that. Okay. So they do the class in Maya, but as I told yesterday, for those who were here, I've asked them if I could follow the course using Blender, if I was able to rig the character in Blender, and they accepted. So they provide me the character a week before the classes start, and I was able to re-rig a couple of their character, including Lisa, this character, which is kind of their mascot and one of their main character. So yeah, that was part of the deal. Not the deal, but mostly the fact that I will be able to follow. Okay. So yeah, I rebuilt the rig for this character. Feel like I can snap the gun in her hand. So there it is. And I will also, as a lazy one, I will also copy the pose of the hand here. So I will just display the fingers and the tweak, because there might be some tweaking. And I will simply copy the pose, go on this one, pressing Ctrl C, and press Ctrl V here. And oh, no, it was on. Hold on, I'm doing crap here. Okay, I know why. Okay, here it is. Okay, I was missing because of the selection mode here. So I've just passed it the key to have the same finger setup as on this pose. I'm just missing a couple of bones here. Okay. Yep. So here the leg has a problem for sure. I need to fix that. So I will need to rotate the knee inside. Yeah, regarding the money, I mean, yeah, for sure it's worth it. The thing is that you may not consider it as some course, but as a class. This is not something you're like purchasing on Gumroad or whatever, and hoping that you will be able to watch it later on. Sure, you can. You can watch the lectures later on. So these are more of demoing and some kind of theoretical classes or lectures or tutorial, whatever you want to call them. But you can ask questions because the tutor is doing this live during the class. So you can ask questions while he's doing it. So this is pretty valuable. And I think the value comes from the fact that your tutor or mentor is reviewing your work and giving you feedback on your animation. So I think this is the big deal and the big advantage compared to any course, because for animation, for drawing, etc., the difficulty is not to understand the fundamental, is to apply them. It's to see every single and every little details that make your animation being good or bad, you know. So, and this is where those guys with years of experience in, you know, big studios, if you watch, if you have a look on iAnimate.net and you watch the mentors bestiary, I would say, but all the mentors they have, it's world-class animators and artistic directors. I mean, this is guys with over 15 to 20 years of experience in the biggest studio. So being in the biggest studio doesn't make you necessarily the best animator ever, but when you have like 15 to 20 years of experience and you have like a director or I don't know, you know, director uh, position there, generally it's a good testimony of your capacity to animate or to master what you're doing. You know? So here I'm focusing on the right arm here, okay, this one, because this pose is okay, but she's supposed to, as you can see, to lead with the elbow here, okay. So here the elbow goes up and then down, so I don't like that. I need to fix this, so rotate it a little more and bring this like that, okay. That's painful a bit, but okay. And I will break the hand a little bit toward where the gun comes from, because the gun is dragging in a way. So what annoys me here is to see the gun in the shot back, because you don't see it, you see it, you don't see it, and then you see it again. So it doesn't make sense. I will align it with the body a little more. I want to make sure that even if in the end we are using a camera, so one point of view, still we are aiming for a game animation, so the animation should look good from any angle. So I will make, so I think it's getting somewhere. Still it's very fast. Yeah. Oh. So I will slightly bend her forward. So she dives and lead with the head and the torso. So I will make the torso not dragging that much, like it's leading a little more. Now I will start to align the neck with the rotation, so you can see these are the kind of limitation we have with Blender. Those bad rotation here, unfortunately, and that you may not have with Maya. Oh. I don't know how I've worked the previous pose, but I will probably have to, let's see. that's really bad. Okay, this one. Just trying to fix the rotation here. Okay. So there is no rotation in this bone here, nor here. So as you may know, in Blender, whenever you are using a copy rotation or something like that, in the rig, I mean, you will have trouble whenever you reach the 180-degree threshold. The rig wants to snap back into position. So here I'm just placing the eye target. I try not to cut the pupil of the character, okay, because it will look weird. So it's better to target a point that is not in the... Okay. That is not pointing exactly at the right place, then trying to, for example, target the dummy which is in the air and get my eyes cut. It won't read properly. So I will try to align. Yeah, that works more or less. So I think timing-wise, this will come more toward frame 87 here, because I need at least one frame to get to the ground when I will go into spline. I'm watching the silhouette of the character. Okay, now it starts to read pretty well. And I will need another keyframe in between here. So let me have a look at what you're saying. So when I find some movement too fast and my blocking is already on 2s, should I change the movement in the graph editor or drag my poses further? It depends. I mean, it really depends on the timing. If you can work, if you're already splining and it's just a matter of on this frame favorizing the previous or the next one, for example, here I'm on 1s, okay, so on 2s, sorry. So if here I'm accelerating from 149 to 151. The in-between here, I will favorize the previous because she's accelerating into the next pose, okay? Or I will, if I feel like the movement is going a little too fast, you need to reduce the gap of motion between those two, so make those more similar in a way. Then if you still feel like it's going too fast, you need to offset your whole animation. So you can do this like that. You select the keys, you put your to the timeline here, and you press E to offset all the keys after the timeline here. And you offset by one key, for example. So here the arm is falling too much compared to the previous pose. Now it's this arm here. I'm watching if it's making an arc between this pose, this, and that. So I will track I can track it if necessary. So here it's satisfying, let's say. Remember to get that index finger off the trigger. Yeah. Industry, yeah. Is there an industry standard to bury the rig? No, I don't think so. I mean, to export it maybe to a game engine, because you only export the deformation bones. But I do work my way, whether it's for a couple of customers or for Mara, you know. And yeah, a good rig should have as less controller as possible and should allow you to do as much things as possible, but you should avoid any unnecessary features. This is what I always say when I talk about rigs. I hate the rigs where you have like 100 features and people say, oh, that's some super complex rig. Yeah, okay, but you can't really work with it because there are too many features. It's a mess. So, you know, this kind of, I don't know how to say it, but this kind of argumentation, it's a bit like for teenagers, you know. Yeah, my rig is bigger than yours, okay, but you can't use it, so it's not a good one. You know? Like a bouncing ball with 3 bones, you can make a very efficient bouncing ball rig, and that's it. For example, if some of you have taken the Game Boy class I've done for free, like the rig is like super simple. I mean, you can't make it more simple, I think, for what it's aimed to do. And so in a way, it's pretty efficient, okay? Because it was made to make one animation. And so the functionalities it has are aimed toward this. If it was a feature animation character, then yeah, there should be way more work involved. But don't overthink your rigs. Just make them effective. So I think just the ankle here is broken, so I made a little thing here. I remove this. And I will Okay, so I'm looking at this and now it looks way better. You know, the flow of the leg is better. So the hoodie is a bit distracting here. I'm not animating it because I'm not using this model for the animation. So I will just move it out of the way so that it's not distracting here. I could scale it down maybe. Yeah, I should do this. Scale it down on all the keys so that it doesn't pop out. So I can switch the model here in the outliner. I'm using this model, but it has way more vertices, so it's way slower. You know, when I'm launching the playback, so I can't really work with this one. So let's see. I think if I plug the elbow, it will make sense. I think so from here, the curve of the body is pretty clean. It's not like super dynamic, but that's pretty cool. I don't like the angle of the arm here, but I think it's more or less the way the model is made. It makes a little pop here, more than the pose itself. She has very long fingers, very, very hard to pose. At least to make a closed fist, it's pretty hard. So I will make the end slightly dragging back, and I will curve the finger toward this. So fingers, okay, just a touch, okay. This is like, so I generally don't do this during the blocking stage. This is something I generally do during spline, but they push us to have like a very detailed blocking where when we will switch to spline, we will be mostly fixing some issues, maybe pushing a bit some poses, you know, not adding that much animation into it. Okay, so here, for example, maybe I should open those a bit because she's moving the other way. But it doesn't look very good from the camera viewpoint, I feel. How do you think what jobs in 3D are in demand at the moment, and is there a space for newbies? There is always space for newbies. So one thing I told all my students whenever I'm giving classes is that you should go on ArtStation every day for inspiration, but you should be aware that the people on the front page or on the trend of ArtStation is like 0.001% of the people working in the industry. These are the very best in the industry. Because when you see this, it's like frightening. You feel like, well, you really don't have the level, at least for a newbie. But even for me, I mean, when I'm not saying that I'm a good artist, but I have like 8 years of experience now, which is decent. And yeah, I feel like super bad when I go onto those websites because you see the best of the best in the world, but there is a lot of room and a lot of job if you're a decent artist. And as usual, if you work hard, you will find a job. And if you're kind, be kind and work hard, and you'll have a job. Okay? If you're a dick and you don't work, you spend your time watching Netflix, you won't go anywhere. This is how it works. And being kind on forums and stuff like that, people talks, it's a very small community, so if you start criticizing people, or if you look unstable, or I don't know, like not gentle, racist, homophobic, or whatever, doesn't fix very well in a company trend, So don't be that guy. So I think it works. I can. It sure needs a bit of. She looks unbalanced, but the move is very very fast. It's supposed to be fast. So now I need to track the head. Yeah. So I will add another breakdown because you. So one of the notes of my mentor was that here. So this is something I've shown yesterday, but I will show it to you again. The head pose make a square, okay? If you track the head, it goes like that, okay? Where we want something more like that. So it doesn't mean that I won't be hitting the pose when splining, but he prefers that I hit this pose when I'm still blocking. So since she's accelerating toward this move here, I will probably put this breakdown on frame 89 here, so that I get small movement difference, and then she gets up like very fast from 91 to 93. Maybe I should slightly change the timing here. So regarding jobs, like the industry lack of any technical artist, whether they are riggers, simulation, FXs. I mean, if you're good at game FXs, you'll find a job. I mean, you won't even search for a job. It's super hard to find good FX artists, real-time FX. Because you have to be a good animator, good with colors, good. It's a very complete profile, and you have to be a good technically also, which is less like maybe fun to learn the game engines and stuff like that. So yeah, this is something I can tell from not experience, but we have like a very hard time finding good FX artists. And whenever you see on Twitter, like there was a guy that we were a couple of guys that we were like hoping to be able to recruit or work with at some point, but we didn't have the money at that time, or it just wasn't the right time when we found them. And you see that they have like a super satisfying portfolio, or very cool portfolio, and a couple of, I don't know, weeks later, you see that they are in Riot or something like that, or Ubisoft, and you say, okay, that's the that's the game. So yeah, it fixes riggers, all of that. And I think like if you're a concept artist or a character artist, like a 3D sculptor, so you really need to be like better than the other. There is a lot of people on the market for this. And this is because it's like the difference between Photoshop and Illustrator. For those of you that know those software, you get more fun faster with Photoshop. So there are a lot of people that use Photoshop and maybe have a little level in Photoshop compared to Illustrator, for example. And it's the same with sculpting. The basic of sculpting you don't doesn't requires uh, deep software knowledge. You can get into sculpting super fast, and you will take pleasure like in the first minutes. And so a lot of people are looking for satisfaction when they are doing something. And so there is a lot of people in those fields for sure. If it makes sense. Hopefully it does. So here I'm almost animating on once, which I've never did before. But that's yeah, that's very cool. It's more like drawing on screen here. So I will slightly move this down here. What annoys me is that I feel like there is a little of slowing here. Maybe I will push her a little more toward the next frame, the next two here. The hair are dragging, there is no problem. So yeah, and maybe just raise a bit the arm so that it's not that curvy like that, but a little more in the trail of the. It's doing a weird. I need to drag the hand a little bit, I think. Yeah. So the idea is to make the hand here pointing toward, you see, the previous pose. So it should make the movement a little more natural, or having a better flow. I will raise the shoulder a bit. So it's a very weird pose here, but I will hide the dummy. Maybe I will have a better playback without it. Yeah, here I'm reaching the 30 frames per second, so looks better for me. It's very hard to. Wow, there is something weird here. But I can't see what. Yeah, that should look a little better. Yeah, dispose the hand. Annoy me a bit. Okay. So let me catch with the. Is there a way to hide only controllers, lights, mesh, camera, etc. like in Maya? Sure. Oh, that's not good. Okay. I will just save. So yeah, just it's the outliner here. Okay. And you see only what will be rendered. And I have a shortcut on it. I've set a shortcut. You right click and you can set shortcut. So I'm using the, I don't know, power 2. Need the tab key. So you can select the head, animate it, and then select another bone. Shift Alt C. Okay. Hey Luciano, so cool to see you there. And a bit like intimidating. Shoulder leaning forward when reaching for the gun on the back is unnatural. You will lean shoulder back when reaching for your lower. So that shoulder leaning forward when reaching for the gun on the back is unnatural. Here, this one, this frame. Can you back? Just let me know the frame number, yeah, so that I check. But so yeah, I think my problem is that the gun here get up, get down, and it doesn't look right here. This is the why I get some kind of popping frame. It will be better this way. I will call this pose done, because I feel like I'm making it worse than what it was. So here I need to move the elbows inward when she claps here. So what I will do is that I will duplicate Don't know if I do it on the, yeah, maybe on this pose. So I will drag a bit the gun this way so that it comes after. Okay. And I will slightly rotate the elbow outward. So this is the time where it got a bit complicated because of the rig limitation. Okay, because it tends to break at some point. But and here, yeah, you see the rig breaks here. So maybe I will use the arm tweak for this one. Oh. Just for the pose, so it's a bit too much. Yeah. Yeah. I should not have opened it that much. Mm. I don't like the way it settles here. Okay. So here I need to get a better curve of the body, leading with the hips. So something more like that. So I'm slightly stretching the body to get just a better curve here. That hopefully will follow the leg shape. The idea here is to make the arm dragging a bit more. Maybe the head too. It's too shy, I think. So here, I will drag the other way. So I get from the camera view here something from the foot to the tip of the gun that goes back. If you can see, she's like, bam, pointing like straight. And then when she slides, the gun is slightly bending here. And then it should drag a little more here. So yeah, drawing that does help for sure. Ooh, okay. So what are you guys saying? Yeah, just as she inching forward in around 90, our left shoulder, okay, should lean forward, while our right shoulder will lean a bit backward, or back will be more straight. So you're saying right shoulder should lean a bit backward. Here, like pushing it backward like that. I want to drag the shoulder because she's leaning with the torso, so the shoulder is dragging, and when it comes up here, the shoulder will pop a bit like that. If it makes sense. Okay, keep your weapon, your glove. That's crazy. Thank you. Action editor dub sheet in Blender works. I won't make a course on the dub sheet right now. Smoothing learning curve. Not part of my plan. was 89. Okay. Yeah, so the idea is like she's like pushing with the shoulder. Okay, so I want to keep it kind of inward because it's dragging, you know, she's already accelerating, so the shoulder is dragging back, and then it um, I don't know how to say it, but it kind of uh, you know, catch up a little later on, like a couple of frames later. Maybe here I have too much hip motion and the legs are not moving anymore, which is weird. Oh, yeah, because I need another key before the shot here. Like a slight overshoot, I think. So something very, very subtle, because if it's too strong, it's like she's losing balance. Why she's supposed to be settling before, you know, the gunshot. So, but yeah, you see just the little this additional key here. Maybe a little too much, because the camera movement does reduce this sensation a bit, but or I can make the gun catch up after. Okay, yeah, it looks better. I don't know if you can feel the ID here, but this the hip movement here is like super weird. I don't know. Oh, it's all those bones here, I think. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the shape here is kind of off. Okay. Mm. There is still this little pop here, but what I will do is that I will duplicate them from the next. And during the polishing, I will make sure there is no plateau or no weird shape in between. Okay. Oh, that's really. Does it make sense? This movement doesn't make sense. It's like I'm counter animating with the hips, yeah. So I will just duplicate those. Okay, so now I just have a bit of cog movement. Maybe I will just drag a bit with the body here. And the hips. Like super subtle, okay? Yeah, yeah, it's better. Okay. Oh, the one reaching to the gun. Oh, it's a bit too forward, that's what you're saying? On this one? Hmm. Ah. Okay, that's super weird. I don't have any keys. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know what I've done here, but it seems that I've lost all my keys onto this shoulder, yeah? Huh. That's not good. That's the face of this is not good. So what I will do, I will open another Blender. With the previous file. Okay, here I have all the keys. So what I will do is that I will give another name to this action, backup. I will save this, go back into this animation, and I will append the backup animation I've just saved. Action backup, okay. And I will simply open it. So now I have animation here. I will copy all the keys of the folders, go here on this one, insert keys, okay, and paste them. And that should do the trick. So hopefully, yeah, I have some offset, but I should be able to deal with it. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, so I've lost one of the keys here. That's probably why it didn't look the way you wanted, because it wasn't animated anymore. So for sure that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I think it's fixed. Okay, now down we have the gunshot, and now I need to get rid. Sorry, Jay, elbows clap, okay, make better body arc. So when she's pulling, okay, so here we have added a lot of details already. I want it to be a little faster, I think. So I might revise the timing here. So hopefully, yeah, I have like good playback. Or maybe it's fast enough. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's only one frame. That's fine. Maybe just this one. Like, no, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, this is a good thing, I think, to review other people animation, because yeah, you have a fresher eyes than the guys that is doing the stuff, and also you're not focusing necessarily on the same thing, so you might see things that the animator hasn't seen. So here, yeah, we will get rid of those poses here and the surprise pose. So basically she will come from here to here more rapidly. So I will get rid of those. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So she recovers, and I need that's kind of hard to. So the idea is that she just shot the dummy, okay, and then she's just having a look at it to see if she has reached her target, because I don't know how to say it, but the power of the shot is very strong, so she's like really pushed backward. I think this could take a little longer for her to recover, and then yeah. Yeah, something more like that. Okay. Right. Mhm. Mhm. Oh. It's hard to really sell this pose. Maybe I should move the gun a little further. Too much. So here, yeah, I have more difficulties for sure to get it right. Oh. This neck, whew, that's painful. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I will jump to the next one because I don't know exactly what to do here. We're speaking about the eyes and their positioning. Will it be easier to just limit constraint how far eyes can rotate in relation to socket and just slap target on whatever the character is supposed to be looking at? So I'm not a big fan of putting limitation onto a rig, meaning that you, for example, don't allow the character to make white eyes or whatever. Because if for some reason the animator want to kind of go outside the boundaries, you won't be able to do so. And since this is something you are supposed to be looking at and look for, not having like crossing eyes or cut pupils, uh, you are supposed to verify on your frame that it doesn't appear and fix your animation accordingly. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's like stretchy limbs, okay? So I'm using IK and FK stretching on my character. So some people will say that this is not good because you're not supposed to be able to stretch the limbs of your character. But if you don't want the limbs to be stretched, just don't animate the stretching. Just make sure that the leg don't stretch and make sure the distance between your hips and your legs is okay to avoid this. Because if I get rid of the stretching in the rig and then you want it at some point, that's gonna be more complicated than just be cautious whenever you're animating. So not a big fan of uh, constraint, not in rigging, but in the rig capabilities. A bit off with the head, so too fast. So here I will just make her dive a little more into this pose with her head and her neck here. Okay. So here I have a big jump between those two frames. So I will make the arm drag a little more and the end a little more too. Okay. I will need another pose here. So I will favorize the previous one, so I will use the auto interval. I don't know how to say it, but I will keep it like around 30, and I will try to draw the arc myself. I need to lean more into the next pose. Maybe I can go a little deeper here and start raising the head toward the next toes. So the head is leading here clearly. Yeah, that looks way cooler. Yeah, I have a nice arc, so I can feel it just with those two poses. So it's better for her. I need to make the gun dragging way more. So something like that. So it's pointing upward and down here. I will just rotate it a bit. Busy animation during blocking. I'm missing the leading hip or drag in the body when she's down on the knees and move to the side. You mean here? Or here? Because if you are missing it, that's quite problematic. I've stretched and put stretching. I think it does read like pretty well. Torsten, just let me know the frame you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. Hmm. Yeah, I will work on it while in spline, I think. Hmm. Okay, okay. So I feel like I'm almost done with this. Um, and we are getting close to the 2 hours limit. So yeah, I think it's getting, I mean, pretty cool. I'm not necessarily super satisfied of what I've done during this stream, because all those, I mean, little things I'm adding right now, it's very subtle, so it's way harder to figure out or to even catch on a reference than big arcs or big things like that. I will just make a slightly higher here. Okay. For example, here the gun will have to drag at some point. It can't arrive at the same time as the forearm. But I will fix that in the spline mode, I think. So we'll just fix the dummy now. Just its timing. Okay. So it should be okay in the beginning. Pop, pop, watch. Okay. But here, so it's out of frame. But you can see the, yeah. Pop. So it should hit the ground at this moment here. Okay. And so the camera shake will occur at this time. So the camera shake, I've done it using um, a simple noise. So yeah, where is it? Yeah. So I will just offset this modifier. So you go in the curve editor, you select your curve and you add a modifier. There is tons of different modifiers. So I'm using a noise here. And then when you allow restrict frame, so you have the strength, the frequency, and here the restrict frame range allow me to say it will start at frame 153 and ends up like 8 frames later, so at 161, and there will be a is out on 8 frames, and so you get a procedural camera shake. It's better than unkeying it because you can very easily offset it in time, even if the camera is moving in space, etc. While if you unkey it, it's harder to edit later on. So I will switch to the this model and enable the background. Okay. and I will play blast the animation. So I will go to view, viewport render animation, and I will save that and go in After Effects. What is the rig name? It's the Lisa rig, so it's a rig from iAnimate from the school that works in Maya, and I've rebuilt it in Blender so that I can animate in Blender. And I've also rebuilt a creature rig, a big one, but I'm not sure I will be able to use it because the next assignment is takedowns, and it might not fit. Uh, the big character may not fit. I don't like this pose here. Whatever. So maybe there is a bit too much of wobble in the gun. I will see that. But this is something I can fix during the splining, I guess. So I will export this. And then I will be able to switch into spline, but it will be for a next streaming, I believe. I will call this blocking stage like done, I think. So I'm using PNG sequence that I then export using After Effects. But you can export your playlist in MP4 directly from Blender. It's not a problem. Equal 5 blocking. Okay, let's see how it looks. So I will save this. I just want to switch into basically just to have a rough idea on how it will mess the animation. So let's see. Yeah, yeah, it works. I feel like the end kind of lack of punch from there. Or contrast, it's a bit too slow to my taste. I might revise the timing a bit when she looked here. Make it a little faster. Yeah, we'll see in spline, but the beginning is pretty cool. The motion reads well overall. I really like. Think that my favorite stage is here when she jumps into this kick and the settle. There is a lot of motion and it's yeah, I like the way it goes. Yeah, I'm satisfied, even if I know there are a lot of things to fix. So I will save this. I will get rid of everything here, get back onto this one. I will save this as number 8. I will hold this spline just to see how it looks. Go there into the dope sheet, make sure everything is selected, rough editor. Yeah. So you don't need generally to display all the curve, but I want to be sure that there is no hidden curves here. And from there, I will press on T, Bezier, and V, and that's it. Yeah, just Bezier. And now let's see if we. Oh, that's. Oh yeah, that's not good. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that. I mean, as soon as you have folds, like mid hair and here, that's like awful. It really looks like, you know, like super beginner animation. Yeah, that's the price to pay when you switch to spline. And this is where you realize there is still a lot of work to be done. But I really, really enjoyed when she pulled the gun. In the end, uh, when I was blocking it, I didn't like it that much, but on spline, yeah, it works pretty well. The jump, there is clearly a problem while she's in the air, okay? Because she humped like that, and this is because when I will do the spline, I will delay the feet compared to the center of gravity, and I will make sure that she stays higher a little longer. Just to stylize a bit the jump, okay? Yeah, this one here works pretty nice. I think I need to push the pose to dive to get lower here. But yeah, the flaps works well. We feel the clap in the end. And also the settle here looks a little better. It's a bit extreme on the spine, I feel like she's doing something like that, but uh who is Jean-Pierre Melville? I need to check that. Hope it's not a meme. uh, okay. I'm not sure I get the joke. So yeah, yeah, no, it's yeah, it's decent, but there is sure a lot to be done. But seeing, I mean, I've been seeing this animation in step. Oh, watch the head here. Can you see this? So it seems I have some neural or Quaternion troubles here. Oh, that's awful. So that's fine because this is only from one pose to the other, so I should be able to fix that. I hope with the Euler filter. And yeah, I wanted to say something clever, but I don't remember what it was. So yeah, until then. Also, I feel like the kick kind of is not snapping that much anymore. So yeah, what I feel like, oh, it seems that, yeah, even the dummy is in spline now. Oh yeah. Well, the dummies that does react pretty well in the end. I will just make something here. It's the kick here, you see. So I will just push, put a hole here. Yeah, so that it sells the kick a little better. Yeah, that's not bad. But yeah, I will have a lot to rework. So I think I won't be streaming tomorrow because I have to move, and where I go, the internet is kind of like super bad. So I will start splining offline, let's say, and I will be streaming probably on next week. So I'll keep you posted on Twitter, YouTube, etc. And I don't think I will be done with the splining like in 2 days because I have to work on other stuff at the same time. So don't worry, there will be some splining stage and uh, some streaming for sure during the splining stage. So if you have any question, I will be able to answer at this time. All right, guys, any question? Okay, one question. Can you give us your thought on Characters Creator 3, please? What is Character Creator? I guess it's a software. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. It's like a new generation of Make Human or something like that. Yeah. Yes, as often they're trying to sell you this kind of thing with sexy models because the aim is a lot about that. I never used this kind of software, so I can't. I really don't have uh, anything to say about that. So, Luciano, why am I so awesome? You know it. You already know why I am so awesome. This is because I'm following you and I try to be like you. So I need to push my level of awesomeness to the top to be like here for you. I don't know if it's worth buying, I wouldn't put my money onto this kind of software because this is not my kind of thing to build already made character. But if you're in an industry that needs this, why not? You know, it seems to be very, very well made. I've seen a couple of things about it, like super fast. It looks professional, but I don't know the price, and honestly, I'm not interested in this kind of product. So, guys, it's 6 p.m. I will switch to the full camera thing so that Luciano can have a last look at my awesomeness in full view. Okay, now I look small this way. Now it's better. A bit of branding, okay. And so I will wish you a good day and I'll stay tuned for the next streaming. Thanks everybody for following, catching up, and don't hesitate to share. And I'll see you very, very soon. There is a new tutorials available that I posted this morning about chain rigging and animation. which I think is gonna be super cool, even if the feet of my character need a bit of polish, and you will ask Luciano about this. See you guys. See you.